So I woke up today, kind of lazy, trying to find the motivation to get back to editing this script. I have a huge Jon Snow video I'm trying to make, and fuck, it's completely overwhelming. It's the biggest script I've ever wrote. And then I come across this article here. Game of Thrones star, how do you say this woman's name? Carice Van Houten. Carice Van Houten calls Game of Thrones fans ungrateful for negative response to season 8. And it's when you hear these articles from the actors, it's like, of course, everyone's entitled to their opinion, but I just have that gut reaction that I know they're gonna have the same lazy response everyone seems to have about the fans. Like, oh, it wasn't what you wanted, this, and that. As if we don't have actual, like, objective reasoning and, like, references as to why it was a bad season, as to why it was badly written or rushed. Like, there's so much you can point at, and for them to just, like, sum it up. And I haven't even gone through the article yet, but like you can assume that's what it's gonna be. Game of Thrones star Carice, this woman's name's gonna kill me. Carice Van Houten, the actress who played the Red Woman, is calling out fans for being ungrateful with the final season, which aired last May. Van Houten, speaking with The Insider, said that she thinks that the season 8 criticism was a sign of how good the show was. I understand the idea of, like, you know, any reaction is a good reaction, you know, like any criticism is a good criticism, but like I don't understand how you can have that interpretation when this is something that people have really been specific about. There's long form detailed videos. I'm literally in the process of making one right now. There's so many things you can point out, from the characters to the plot to the world building, and I don't know. The fact that some people were so disappointed is because everything before was so good. Yes, that's pretty obvious. The 43-year-old actress told the outlet. So it feels a bit ungrateful. Before even getting further into this, it's just, you have to understand, you're not entitled to our enjoyment. You know, like saying everything was good before, so you should enjoy this. That's not an argument. Like, it's like the analogy that many people have used before. It's like you have a 5-course dinner. The first 4 meals were fantastic, and then they serve you shit at the end. Why the fuck am I supposed to be grateful for having 4 delicious meals beforehand when you literally shit in my plate and hand it to me at the end? That's what season 8 was. Like, it was painful. It was fucking painful. And here it is. This is the line I was anticipating, of course. You've had such great times, and then yeah, you're going to be disappointed because it's not exactly how you anticipated. How is it possible to like something if it's not possible to dislike something? How is it possible to be satisfied and blown away by Game of Thrones episode if it isn't possible to be disappointed? Like it's not this binary thing. This is what kind of shitty take is this? This is crazy. Van Houten also dismissed the petition that called for the rewrite of season 8, calling that it went beyond fandom. That's extremism. That's scary, she said of the petition. What the fuck is scary? The petition, which garnered nearly 2 million signatures. What the fuck is scary about a petition? What is scary about people showing how passionately disgusted they were with that fucking disgrace of a season 8? Like, to call it extremism just means you don't understand fandom. Like, that is fandom. It's just that Game of Thrones has millions of fans, so it's gonna be so much louder than any other fandom. The whole world was watching this show, and you fucked up. Like, we're not supposed to acknowledge that? We have to just pretend it was good because we loved the other seasons? Like, I can't do that. Knowing the writers and knowing how effing great they are, they don't deserve... Why did they blank that out? Knowing the writers know how fucking great they are, they don't deserve that. I think they were probably cool enough to deal with that, but still, they're human beings and they're trying to make a great product. You said the word product, so you clearly understand that this is a product. So why is the fact that they're good human beings... Why the fact that they're good human beings, what the fuck does that have to do with the fact that they've produced a substandard product? Like, apply that to any other industry. Like, you fucking fucked up on the engineering, so 100 people fucking died. Oh, but he's a good person, he worked hard. Like, it's the same fucking thing. We're making a product, you're making a completed piece of art, and it was shit. I don't care if they're good human beings, I don't care how hard they worked. It's just, that has nothing to do with any of this. The product was certainly a successful one. The HBO series broke the record for the most Emmy nominations in a single year with 2019, and Van Houten said that, unlike some fans, she was happy with how the show's epic story wrapped up. Of course it was successful. Like everyone in the world was anticipating this shit. Like this isn't about how much money they made. This is about the legacy of the show. It's fucking ruined. Nobody wants to buy this shit. Nobody cares about prequels. Nobody wants to talk about it anymore. Nobody hums the song anymore. Nobody wants to rewatch it. I had I was anticipating rewatching this show for years to come. Now it's disgusting just looking back at these clips, just trying to make videos, ripping it apart. Like you destroyed something that was special to so many people. But you were satisfied, so let's see why. I loved my arc. I did get the turn of the character at some point. Her whole world falls apart. And that was my favorite part, Van Houten explained, of Melisandre, who dies after the Battle of Winterfell. What the fuck do you even mean by that? Your character completely just got cut off. If you actually mean this, I just feel like you don't understand the story. You don't understand your own character. What happened with the scene when you were a fucking gremlin? You just turned into a goblin gargoyle creature. You do your little necklace thing, and we don't get any answers for that. You bring Jon back to life. We don't get any answers for that. You're literally a part of a faction that we've seen hyped up secretly throughout the entire series, yet we don't get any answer for it. But you liked it because it was satisfying. Okay. Van Houten called her character's demise a beautiful farewell in an interview with a Hollywood Reporter last year. It's really satisfying to me. I'm really happy, she told the outlet at the time, adding that she got goosebumps when she read her final scene. I thought it was a beautiful ending. I was very, very grateful. Okay, we get it. Like she's feelings. There's nothing that she could refer to in the story that was satisfying. All of this is nothing. She didn't say anything. She's happy, she's satisfied, she's grateful. Beautiful ending. Goosebumps. Like, you're not giving me anything tangible that I could work with. Tell me why this was a satisfying end for the arc of this character. Tell me why it made any sense for her to just wither away like she was not an important character at the end of the Battle of Winterfell. You got nothing. And it's just frustrating hearing these responses because this is similar to what Sophie Turner, the actress who plays Sansa, said. Like, I think this was last year. Sophie Turner slams the Game of Thrones fans petition as disrespectful to cast and crew. People always have an idea in their heads of how... Yeah, this one's even worse. Oh my god. People always have an idea in their heads of how they want the show to finish. I didn't. And so when it turns out to not go to their liking, they start to speak about it. They start to speak up about it and rebel. I just can't understand how someone who understands this show can say that. Because from season 1, they made it clear that what you wanted did not matter. This was a show that was gonna fucking do what it needed to do. It was a show of cause and effect. Things are gonna happen and they're going to be realistic and you're not always gonna be satisfied. I was never happy. But I was so compelled by the storytelling. I was miserable watching this show, suffering through the characters that I love suffering. It's not about fucking getting what you want. No one ever got what they wanted with this show. But we were fucking addicted to it anyway because it was great storytelling. I did not give a fuck how season 8 ended. I didn't care how this show ended. I just wanted it to make sense. I wanted to watch this realistic story unfold. And then it turned into this piece of shit. And you have the nerve to just say, oh, it wasn't, you had this idea in your head and it didn't fit this idea in your head, so you're gonna rebel. No, it was terrible. You destroyed all the characters, fundamentally contradicting the traits that we saw built up over years. You made the amazing world building. It felt like it was a small neighborhood. There was Dragonstone, King's Landing, and Winterfell. That was like all the 3 places that existed in season 8. You made characters stupid to push the plot. You destroyed the Night King meaninglessly. It's just, oh my god. The thing about Game of Thrones that's always been amazing is the fact that there's always been crazy twists right from season 1 with Ned's beheading. So Daenerys oh my god, so Daenerys becoming something of a mad queen. It just shouldn't be such a negative thing for fans. It's a shock for sure, but I think it's just because it hasn't gone their way. Sophie, someone needs to throw an ice cream at your fucking head as you're walking down the street. You need to just what are you talking about? That's nonsense. Ned being beheaded was built up throughout the entire season. There was reasoning behind it. We could see the reasoning. It wasn't something that was just thrown in there for shock value. And the aftermath made sense as well. That is good storytelling. That is how you subvert expectations. There was no one in the world that expected him to get killed. There was no one in the world that wanted him to get killed. But it was fucking insane to see it happen because it made you realize that this show wasn't fucking around, right? You can't compare that to taking Daenerys and making her burn innocent women and children for no reason with no remorse whatsoever afterwards. It wasn't built up correctly. You needed, if you wanted, oh my goodness, I can't even. If you wanted an arc where Daenerys went insane, you needed to build that up over seasons properly, the same way they did with Cersei becoming the Mad Queen. You can't have it happen over 2 episodes. And even if you did it correctly, there is no way to justify her killing children. It completely contradicts her core character traits. This is who she is as a person. Protecting innocent people was more important to her than getting her throne back. Like, it's she spent years in Marine liberating slaves. She spent years in the East freeing slaves and protecting the innocent, all to just burn them for absolutely no reason after she's already won. Like, how is that built up properly? How does that make any sense in the aftermath? Turning her into a fucking cartoon. Like, I'm not even a Daenerys supporter. I was never a huge fan of that character, but she was a good character. She it made her decisions made sense, and then you turn her into a fucking clown, a cartoon, a madwoman. Ugh. I don't know how people can try to justify the damage to the season. It's insane. Just saying, oh, it's not what you wanted. That's not an argument. Like, I really want to hear something different.